Very good evening and thanks for clicking on to the Friday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Hope you're having a good evening so far. We have a fairly slack northerly airflow at the moment, fairly spaced isobars indicating fairly light winds. But what we're seeing is clear skies during the overnight, allowing frost to develop. But during the daytime, with cooler aloft and of course the strong incoming solar radiation, we're seeing the showers bubble up with hail, sleet, thunder and lightning as well, and of course downpours. That regime will continue over the next couple of days before we've got the first fairly significant area of low pressure in quite a few weeks. That is going to bring a whole raft of fairly unpleasant weather for, of course, early May, with wind, rain, and indeed we are going to see potentially some snow as well. So we're going to skip through the GFS. You can see here over the next few days, like I say, a fairly quiet, benign weather pattern. Chilly by night, and then of course showery by day, and temperatures fairly subdued for the time of the year. But as we skip through the sequence, in comes this deepening area of low pressure. We're going to see some very strong winds. We'll look at the chart in a minute for the wind, but strong winds through the Channel and the Irish Sea, of course, exposed coasts, high elevations see the strongest winds. And of course, the exact track and position of this area of low pressure remains a little bit uncertain at the moment. Could track a little bit further north, could track a little bit further south. So the strongest winds and indeed the snow threat remains a little bit uncertain. But this is the upcoming few days according to the latest model, and you can see here that this area of low pressure kind of tracks right across the southern portion of Northern Ireland and the north of England here. To the northern side of that, we've got the coolest air. Therefore, we could see the, of course, snowfall, and possibly down to relatively low levels, which will be quite interesting. But also, we're going to see heavy rain associated with that area of low pressure as well. That system pushes out into the near continent, and we're left with a kind of a northerly airflow, so a reinforcing shot of cold Arctic air back into the picture once again. And with that air travelling in from a cold source, we've got the potential for more snow showers coming down, especially over Scotland, potentially the north of England as well. And that's going to maintain itself, I think, through a good portion of next week. Now, with the space in the isobars, cold air in place and clear skies, we could see some exceptionally cold nights for the time of the year. Of course, remember back to last year, a minus 6.6 at Kinbrace was the coldest UK May night since 1997, and some of the computer models are indicating temperatures down to minus 7 for the middle portion of next week. So although that may be overdone at the moment, we'll remain kind of cautious with that, but there is potential for some of the coldest May nights in many, many decades. Of course, the coldest May night on record was set, I believe, 3 times or twice at the very least at Linford in Norfolk, minus 9.4 Celsius. I'm not saying that it's going to be that cold next week, but certainly we could be seeing one of the coldest nights if the models have any kind of merit to that. So we're going to see more snow. We're going to see some cold nights next week in the wake of that weather system. So wind. At the moment, we've got reasonably slack winds, but there's a little bit of a northerly component, like I said, of those winds, kind of just reinforcing that chilly theme that we've got going. But then as we go into kind of during the day, Monday, which of course is the bank holiday Monday, we've got some strong winds coming through the Irish Sea, through the English Channel. And of course, it looks with this model run, strongest winds definitely confined to the southern portion of Ireland and southern England and Wales as well here. It looks as if we could see some severe gales through the English Channel by the time we reach the early hours of Tuesday morning here, which is going to be quite interesting to watch here. And that system then eventually clears out. We've got some strong winds on the coast of Belgium and the Netherlands. So, like I say, cold air coming down. We've got cold air in place at the moment. Hence why we've got, of course, the April-like showers, even though that we're about to step into the month of May. But you can see here, chilly air in place. That area of low pressure sitting here to the well out over the Atlantic. So, of course, this is tomorrow night. Still got that system way out to the Atlantic. You can see that on this temperature chart at 850 millibars based on the temperature profile here. So as we skip through the period, we'll see that area of low pressure pushing across the UK. And what that's going to do is it's going to essentially just air that is up here over the Norwegian Sea. Once that system goes east, it essentially picks up this air over the Norwegian Sea and pulls it down over the British Isles, reinforcing that chilly theme here. So cold is going to continue to rule, even though we are stepping into the month of May. And let's wait and see what happens. Of course, April 2021, one of the coldest, one of the driest on record for the UK. We've had the frostiest April since at least 1960. And Aboyne in Aberdeenshire had 25 out of 30 nights 0 Celsius or below here. So very, very impressive. That's for sure. That's it for today. Hope you have a great bank holiday weekend. And I'll be back in the next couple of days with more. Bye for now.